G'day guys, just been doing some work in the office and thought I would come down and have a little conversation with you about just some things that are going on in my head and just doing some reflecting about my journey. And I thought I could give you guys a little look into what my belief system is and how I operate in my brain and what I think is the recipe to be happy and to be a craftsman. And the thing that I'm thinking about lately is a conversation that I had with a mentor of mine when I was probably a couple years into going out on my own, starting frame and roofing, which was the company that was before Founder, and that's what Founder stands for. So Founder, an acronym for F&R, is frame and roofing, and we basically just focused on frames and roofs, a lot of prefabricated stuff, which is what I did for most of my time in project homes, and then eventually focused on learning conventional carpentry, conventional framing, which is your cut-on-site carpentry, and then evolved into Founder, which is a building company. So obviously, giving you that information, we've come a long way because just only being taught prefabricated frames, you would think that I didn't have access to the information to be able to do the work that we do today, but that's because I wanted to learn and I'd committed to mastery, and that's what I want to talk about today. So mastery is the pursuit of your goals and committing to becoming the best you can at your goals. So becoming a master of your goals, basically. And that is a very long and tedious task that requires a lot of patience and a lot of discipline and a lot of resilience and a lot of humility. So the reason it requires all of that is because it's bloody hard. But is it rewarding? It sure is. It's sure rewarding because there's so many things in life that, especially these days, everyone wants things quick and easy, and you don't actually have to work for it. But if you work for something, it's a bloody rewarding feeling when you achieve it and you're proud of yourself. And achieving mastery is definitely one of those things. And can you fully achieve it? You could dedicate your whole life to your craft and achieve mastery to a completely new level. It all depends on where your goals are and what it is that you want to achieve. So for me, the big plan is carpentry, building, developing, and it's for my journey that involves becoming a master carpenter and then becoming a master builder and then becoming a master developer. So by achieving those levels of mastery in each stepping stone, and those stepping stones is a typical natural progression for a carpenter, at least in Australia anyway. But the point that I'm trying to make is that we don't want to rush that process. We want to commit to mastery, and we want to have a really good understanding of what we do and become a master of our craft. So that way we can lead people in the right direction as we grow. So for you, it might be something completely different. It doesn't have to be carpentry. It could be anything. It could be baking. It could be tattooing. It could be absolutely anything. Whatever your goals are, you can commit to mastery on that. And why would you commit to mastery? Well, I believe that happiness is progress. As you make progress, you're happy, you're proud of yourself. So as you commit to something, are you going to have hard times? 100%. You're going to have hard times. I've had more hard times than, I can't say than most. I've had a lot of hard times. had a lot of hard times. The I've I I tend to learn my lessons the hard way. Do I give up? Absolutely not. Do I end up on top at the end of it? I do. I don't give up until I end up on top. I go through hard times. I'm not afraid to lose. Um, I really want to learn, and I really want to get better, and I've fully committed to mastery. Whatever it takes, I'll commit to it. So that involves being resilient and getting up whenever you get knocked down. And ultimately, if you follow that and you get knocked down and you keep getting up and you keep moving forward and you have committed to mastery, once you achieve mastery, or as you get those little wins, it's not all shit. It's not all failing. It's also little wins, but those wins just feel so good because of the losses. When you get that, you just become so proud of yourself that you're achieving your goal. You're working on your goal. You're pursuing mastery. So mastery is the progressive acquisition of your craft, getting better, learning, and not comparing yourself to others, and doing it in your own time and doing it at your own pace and setting the standards. When I say setting the standards, I mean you want to constantly be raising those standards. You don't want to just keep your standard the same. Your standard's going to start at the bottom. You might be exposed to better standards at an earlier age, so your standards might start here, but there's no limit to your standards. Your standards can keep raising. And the way that you do that is by opening your eyes and looking around and seeing other people that have better standards. It doesn't matter how those people work or how they get to that point. You don't have to copy them like for like. You can put your own twist on it. But what you can do is you can take standards and you can say, you know what, that standard, the way that person did that is so good. That's now my minimum standard. And then that might be your standard for however long, and then you might see someone else that has a better standard. And you might integrate those standards, or you might just say, you know what, that standard is now my minimum standard. That's way better than that. And then it's just being exposed to all these different standards, keeping an open mind and knowing that you don't know everything. Being humble, having humility is what's going to really help you with that. So you don't need to compare yourself to anyone because everyone's on their own journey and there are so many ways to do things. You don't have to commit to mastery. This is just what I believe, and I think our craft calls for people to commit to mastery, especially in building. There's a lot of masters out there, but I'm a little bit nervous about the future, and the goal with these conversations is to show people the different perspectives that are out there, and then maybe that will help you guys. So committing to mastery, like most things that pay dividends and are rewarding, they're very difficult. So starting an apprenticeship, it's difficult. You feel like an idiot most of the time, but you keep at it and you keep learning and you keep setting challenges for yourself and you keep growing and you stay humble and you be resilient and you work on your craft every single day and you think about your craft every single day and you think about the process and why things are done a certain way and how they can be done better. And constantly growing, constantly challenging yourself, you will then achieve your goal eventually. And then you can set another one and then you can commit to mastery on that. So it's just about constantly chasing your potential, chasing what you can do and committing to mastery. So there's a saying that I'll leave you with, and this saying is something that I think about a lot because it's very easy to sort of see all these different goals and want to focus on all these different goals. And then I remind myself of this saying, and that's, he who chases 3 rabbits catches none. So if you have 3 goals and you're chasing all 3 of them, it's likely that you're going to achieve none of them. You're not going to get any of them, because each one is getting a third of you. It's not getting 100%. So if you choose one thing, you focus on one thing, and you give it 100%, and you don't stop giving it 100% until you've achieved mastery, and then you can move on to something else. You don't forget those skills and traits. You keep learning, but you can just constantly evolve and open it up. So if we look at the natural progression of a carpenter, and that's carpentry, building, developing, say, if we break down carpentry and we go framing, and then joinery, internal, and then once you sort of have a good understand flooring, you start mastering those skill sets, then you can say, you know what, I'm going to go into building now. And then you've got those skill sets now fall under the banner of building, and then you can say, all right, I want to learn this, I want to learn that in terms of building, I want to do set out, I want to learn brickwork, and things like that. You don't need to become a master bricklayer, but being a master builder is understanding bricklaying, it's understanding plumbing, it's understanding electrical, it's understanding structure, it's understanding engineering, it's understanding design, it's understanding pricing, project management, all those things you need to understand. So it's best if you start small, you focus on one thing, and then you don't move to the next thing, or you don't bring another thing in until you've absolutely mastered that one thing. So be very patient, be resilient, and be humble, have humility, because if you don't, this life is just going to keep bringing you to your knees. So you don't want to be cocky, you want to be a student, and you just want to constantly grow and get better and be happy. So anyway, that's my chat for today. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.